Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. I appreciate you tuning in. So I did go ahead and I went and bought a compressor, hose, everything I needed for the impact, so we can get this freaking harmonic balancer off. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, get everything pulled off, get the water pump off, and get these suckers drilled out, and then reseal everything, put the timing belt back on, and retime it. So this video is going to be a little bit of that and learning how to time this damn thing, because I've never done it before, so we're all going to figure it out. So we'll go ahead and get to that. I'll get back to you once I get everything off. So there you have it. I have everything off now. I went ahead and took the tensioner off. I wasn't thinking I wasn't recording, but I am going to go ahead and reset that. So I'm going to reuse this because I literally just put it on a few thousand miles ago, so that thing should be pretty new. I am going to replace the timing belt though, just because that's always a little sketchy to me. You know, I always like to replace those things, so I'm going to replace that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything off. I will show how I reset these things, you know, just to give you guys an idea how you can reuse them, and then we'll get to pulling everything off. So let's get to it. So this is how I reset one of these. I take one of these C-clamps, and then I go ahead and you want to put the swivel part on the back of the actual tensioner and not push on the shaft, so it pushes it straight. So what you do is, once you start doing it, you slowly start putting pressure to it, and it'll eventually start pushing itself down. Now, you don't want to crank it out, like go crazy right away. You want to kind of take it easy and take your time with it, so it doesn't pop off and bend or nothing like that. So let's go slow, at least until those holes line up. And then once the holes are lined up, you can stick your pin or whatever you have back through it. Sucker's about to pop off. Oh, there she goes. See, just like that. You got to be careful with it. It'll pop right off. But it starts getting easier once you get it further down. So once you get it started, as you can see, just try and keep it as straight as possible. Our holes are lined up, they're close. There you go, they're lined up. So now let's get our pin. And there you have it. I used a drill bit, which it is still bending a little bit because that sucker's strong, but it should be alright. If not, we'll just do it again. That should be fine. So we'll let that sit there, and then we'll go back to doing it. Another thing too is what I did before I pulled everything off and loosened up the timing belt. I got everything at top dead center. So I wanted to make sure everything was at top dead center, so when I go to put everything back on, it should just be very simple. I shouldn't have to move nothing, rotate nothing, anything like that. So I put the crank at TDC and both the cam gears at TDC. So we should be good to go once we go to put everything on. So you can see timing mark there lined up with the block, and then also can't really see this timing mark. It's a little hard to see, but you got that there, and then lined up with the head up there. So, and then you line up, you can see that little triangle, and get the focus in, and it lines up with that triangle right there. So you line those all up together, and we're good to go. And we'll go ahead and get everything pulled off, get to the water pump, pull the water pump out, and then start fixing that so we can get it thrown back together and get it, you know, back in the cars. You gotta love it when it takes 2 days to do a freaking 2-second job. So I've already drilled those out, made it to where the bolts themselves slide through. I made sure it fits up. I checked these threads, made sure those threads are still good. Everything looks good to me. What I'm gonna do now is RTV this with the for the sill, and throw her back on there, torque it down, and then get the timing belt on, and pretty much start putting everything back together and get ready to throw this sucker back in. So it's not too bad of a job. I've watched a few videos on how to time it. It doesn't seem like it's too difficult, but you don't know till you try, so we'll try it out now. So there you have it. So it was actually correct. I went ahead and it's because I didn't have the tensioner freaking pulled out. I forgot I still had it loose, so I popped the tensioner, it adjusted it. I did 2 full rotations, and as you can see, it's still completely lined up. So I'll go ahead and do the 2 rotations so you can check it out, see what I'm doing. So it's 2 rotations of the crank and then 1 of the cams. So go ahead and do. Oh, there's 1. Here comes the second one. So I'm gonna line up. I don't know if you can see the notch there. So we'll say that's it right there. So that's aligned. You can see the little key with that, and then you got those 2 lines. That's aligned, and that one, that's aligned. So there you go, guys. So what I did was I started over here, as you can see in the time lapse. Started over here, got it real tight. This one was a tad bit off, so I couldn't get this one on, so that's why you see me back that one just a little bit to get it in the teeth, and then came around there, and then got it into the crank. And once I did the crank, this was loose, so I put that on, and that was pretty much it. So I just worked my way from the back cam, the back head, all the way around, and timed it just like so. So there you have it. It's all ready to go. So we're gonna pop everything back on and just about be ready to freaking put it back in the car. So I won't record putting it back in the car because you guys already watched it. I'm sure y'all don't want to see that again. So we'll go ahead and get this sucker all together. I'll do one last video of, with all the covers back on and that mount right here finally on again, and that'll be it for this video. So this was just a quick video just to kind of show you guys what I had to fix and what I had to do to get everything going. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video.